Jackie Aprile Jr., son of acting boss Jackie Aprile Sr., born into mafia royalty, young, handsome, and has the brains to study at Rutgers. So where did it all go wrong for Jackie, and when did the downfall begin? At first, we see Jackie as a young kid who was born into the mafia. At times, he is both succeeding at school, but also is a wannabe gangster.
He was a great friend to my father, but he doesn't care who he follows now. I do him myself.
Who's that speaking here? Somebody speaking?
We learn that he is currently in medical school at Rutgers, but isn't the sharpest tool in the shed, resulting in his girlfriend Meadow to later complete some of his assignments. Unable to maintain passing grades, Jackie eventually drops out of Rutgers and begins to pursue a lazy lifestyle. We see his spiral begin after the death of his father. He drifts towards a life of crime with his uncle Richie by helping him with his waste management business and drug distribution. After his uncle Richie is killed at the hands of Janice, Jackie tried to get back on track with normality and going back to school by dating Meadow. But again, he couldn't keep his grades up. After secretly flunking out of Rutgers, Jackie begins to show a consistent crabby attitude, displays frustration.
Take that shit outside! Don't disrespect the pizza parlor. Fucking asshole! I know where you live!
Constantly lying, dealing drugs, and making bad decisions like being at an allied strip club and cheating on Meadow with a prostitute. Now, without a father figure and an uncle to lean on, Jackie regretfully pursues the gangster lifestyle and forms his own little crew involving his friends Carlo Renzi and Dino Zerilli. We see this crew form when Dino tips off Christopher and Benny about an easy score of a benefit concert at Rutgers University. We see Jackie and Chris develop a small relationship, agreeing that his friend Matouche can deal ecstasy outside of Adriana's club, the Crazy Horse, as Jackie arranges a sit-down with Matouche, and we see his wannabe gangster mentality kick in.
Chris and me are associates. You got nothing to worry about. I'll call Carlo in a couple days.
Later on in the series, Jackie winds up dating Meadow. The two can often be seen sneaking around, always wanting sex, Jackie using her for assignments, and constantly lying to her. During this time, Jackie was trying to maintain a respectable image to Tony that he was doing well in school. Unbeknownst to Tony, Jackie was really lying to his face as he was working under Ralph and selling ecstasy. As we know, Jackie's father,
My father.
and Tony too, did not want Jackie to pursue in the lifestyle of the mafia. At times, Tony can view Jackie as a son of his own.
I'm a member of your family almost.
With his cocky attitude, Jackie was bound to get caught with his lying and shady lifestyle, as Tony began to see right through Jackie's lies, and he caught him at a casino and later at an allied strip club. It's here where Tony is absolutely furious when it comes to Jackie, as he told him not to get involved numerous times, but also due to the fact that he made a promise to his father that he wouldn't let him get involved in the mafia.
Look, I promised his old man.
It's here at this strip club where Tony takes Jackie into the bathroom to fight like a man, and even finds a pistol that Ralph had given to him. After this, Jackie's bad luck continued as he was eventually dumped by Meadow after getting caught cheating on her with a prostitute. Now on his own, has no father figure, no uncle, no Tony or Meadow, Jackie now has no one to look up to besides the questionable Ralph. Once Ralph begins to date Jackie's mom, Rosalie, he begins to take Jackie under his wing and serves as an influence for Jackie. In reality, Ralph is a bad influence on Jackie, but in Jackie's mind, Ralph serves as a positive influence on him as being a member of the mafia. This is noticeable when Ralph takes Jackie along on a pit stop to collect money. Here, Ralph tries to impress Jackie with violence and having Jackie beat up the man and letting Jackie have some of the money. But Ralph's bad influence on Jackie and his friends is most noticeable when he tells them a story of how Jackie Aprile Sr. and Tony took down a card game ran by Feech Lamanna. The hijacking of the card game resulted in Tony and Jackie rising up the ranks and eventually on their way to being made. Inspired by his father, Jackie decides that he and his friends should do the exact same thing to Eugene Pontecorvo's game. High off crystal meth, the wannabe gangsters go through with this idea, and once inside, things take a turn for the worse. As Chris recognizes Jackie's voice, and as a result, Jackie panics and kills the dealer Sunshine. Upon hearing gunshots, their getaway driver Matouche flees, leaving Jackie and Dino stranded. Being selfish as he always was, Jackie then decides to carjack a woman and leave his best friend Dino out in the dust for Christopher and Albert to eventually get him.
Chris, please. We didn't know you were in there. We're with Ralphie. Please?
After this, Jackie then hides out in the Boonton projects. He calls Tony and begs for his life. Ralph and Tony later meet and contemplate giving Jackie Jr. a pass, simply due to the fact that he is a son of a former acting boss of the family. But the two know that he had to go, but neither one wanted the blood of Jackie Jr. on their hands. Here, Ralph is trying to get Tony to make him kill Jackie, but Tony sees right through Ralph as he knows just how much of a horrible influence Ralph was on Jackie.
You took this kid under your wing. You schooled him as best you could. Didn't you?
This ultimately led to the decision to kill Jackie Jr. When it comes to his death, Jackie Jr. had it coming. His cocky, arrogant, wannabe gangster mentality and his laziness and dishonest lifestyle caught up with him in the end, as he simply thought he was better than everyone else due to the fact that his late father was a once acting boss of the Soprano family. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe. For more Sopranos themed content, keep it locked here, right here on this channel.